Hey, Olivia here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a speed build. Today we are doing just a cute little crazy plant lady house. Well, she's not crazy. No, maybe she doesn't have to be crazy if she likes plants. That was kind of offensive. She's just a lady who loves plants. So we're doing a plant lady's little apartment. And I actually found this floor plan and I put it in my sketchbook, I want to say like months ago. Um, and it's kind of weird how the bathroom is directly in the middle of it, and I thought that was kind of funky, and I kind of wanted to play with it. So anyway, this is how it turned out. I hope you like it. And clutter is kind of a lot, just because of the plants. I did try to be realistic, and if she had plants, where she put them. And yeah, the really cool little area is a little sunroom in the back with a little cute little chair. It turns out pretty cute, I think. Kind of hard to capture because it's so small. So, when you do small spaces in The Sims, it's kind of hard. I had a hard time with the bathroom too. Like I end up saying forget it. You can kind of tell because having to decorate small spaces, especially when they're in the center of a build, because when you drop the walls, it just looks silly. Anyway, how the heck are you? I hope your week is starting out good. We only have a couple of days till Christmas, so if you're watching this when I post it, we better get our butt in gear. I had a moment today. I don't know if you've ever had this before, but I was like so anxious and worried about what God knows what. Like I had no idea, by the way. And then when I finally actually stopped that constant, like, I don't know if I'm alone in this, but you just kind of go over the same to-do list in your head. And once I actually started doing my to-do list and it was done, I'm like, what was I freaking out about? That's my thing. I think sometimes we get so overwhelmed that just doing it, just getting it done will just give us so much peace. And so if you're freaking out about something, hey, go get it done right away. Like right now, you stop this video and you go do whatever you're freaking worried about and just knock it out. And I'm telling you, it just was like this instant relief. And I'm like, I was worried about, like, literally I had four things to do. And I was just playing that to-do list over and over and over again. And I'm like, why do you do this to yourself? Why do you get so worked up about stuff that really truly is not even that big of a deal? It's almost like the is it called execution, right? That's a word. Yeah, okay. Um, it's like the execution of it is so mind-boggling, so worrisome to myself that I get in a tizzy. I don't know. I don't know if I'm alone or if someone else can relate to this, but I totally was worried about nothing. Once it was knocked out, I almost like was able to breathe and chill the crap out, right? Like just chill out, man. That's why I was just like, man, you do the most. That's what I was telling myself this afternoon. Like you gotta get it together. Speaking of getting it together, I literally have just like a handful of items left to wrap and then I'm done. I am done with Christmas stuff and it's gonna feel really good. I know for a fact that we did not buy half the crap we usually buy. Um, but I still did buy more than I wanted to. So I am really trying, Robert is too. We're trying to be way more intentional about the things we buy for our kids because when we moved back in May, the items that we were packing up, I just had I had a really I had a couple moments actually that I just felt really overwhelmed because one, our kids have so much crap. You know how it is. If you have kids, they just accumulate stuff. And when we move, it's almost like you visually can see all this stuff. I mean, all the stuff going to the moving truck, I was just like, we don't need half this stuff. And that was a real big eye opener. But even if you're not moving, even if you're in your house, I mean, I'm sure you can relate that there's just so much stuff that your kids have, or even just you personally, if you don't have kids. And I think I joke around a lot that I'm a purger, but I am. I get rid of stuff because it's so heavy. And if you walk in your house and you instantly feel that way of just like this heaviness, it's probably because of the items you have. And so I have worked really hard the past couple years, and even when we moved, I realized I hadn't done enough. I thought I had, but truly the past couple of years, I have had to really intentionally purge a lot, get rid of a lot of things because our mental health and our homes are connected so much more than we give it credit for. And I feel like there are times that when we're feeling kind of spazzing out, we're kind of feeling overwhelmed, we kind of feel like we don't know what to do. A lot of that has to do with our houses. If you walk in and you just don't even know where to start, I mean, I can relate to that. And so I'm not on the verge of the minimalist lifestyle. I think that that is a little, to me, no offense if you are, but that's a little like cold and sparse to me. I feel like I'm in the middle. I'm not someone who has clutter. My clutter is actually, if I have it, it's in a strategically hidden place. And that's what I take pride in, because if it's organized in a strategic place, it is not out in the open. It is not stressing me the heck out, right? But if those places that are hiding my clutter, things I need, like, I don't know, like other dishes I'll use sometime, or for example, my coffee area, I have like this little coffee bar in my dining or my living room. And I told myself if the coffee mugs cannot fit in the spot that I am hiding them in so it looks cleaner, then I have too many coffee mugs. Things like that. Like if you can intentionally have the things, they still mean a lot to you. But if they're overflowing in the place that you have that space for, yeah, you're probably having too much stuff. If your dining room table is full of stuff, you probably need to go through that. The dining room table is kind of like the catch all, right? Like, I don't know about you. It used to be for me. It really did. I remember, I mean, there's years the dining room table would be the place for when we're doing homework and the kids' backpacks and the diaper bag and, bills and meal and all these things. But I have broke that habit because it was years ago, back at our old house, and there was a time that that dining room table, again, like I said, is catch all, and I'm sure many of you can relate to that. But I just challenged myself one time and told myself, hey, every night before you go to bed, this dining room table has to be cleared off. I mean, totally cleared off. The only thing I want to see on this dining room table is your centerpiece. And for a while there, I was kind of slacking at it, but I'll be honest now, for a couple of years, when I go to bed, I would say 99.9% of the time, my dining room table is not cleared off. And I just say that because it was just a challenge I made for myself. And a lot of times, when we make these challenges for ourselves, you'd be so surprised at how much you'll follow through. And after a while, I think there's like a strategic thing. They say, I forget what the actual thing is, but they say that if you do something for like what, 3 weeks, it becomes a habit or something. Well, it really did. It's a habit of mine. But the good thing is, and I talked about the domino effect or the ripple effect a couple videos ago, but the cool thing is whenever I force myself, it's not even really a force, 'cause I'm telling you right now, it's not even a thing. I just do it now on autopilot. But whenever I do that, it makes me okay. Then I also clean off my chairs, and then I make sure they're all, so I make sure the floor's swept below it, or I get my little vacuum out and quickly do it. Whatever it is, the dining room is actually pretty clean most of the time, and it's all because I made that challenge with myself years ago. So if you're struggling like I have so many times, especially with the dining room table or any other thing that gets clutter, if you can challenge yourself to do it before you fall asleep each night, no matter what, you have to make a promise to yourself, no matter what, that's the thing, then you are going to eventually create a habit. And that habit is just going to make your life so much more simple. I feel like it sounds silly, and if you're laughing at me, whatever, but having spaces like your dining room table, or like for me, another spot now that I'm gonna have to do the same thing with is we have like a little area, what I call my junk drawer, but it's actually a junk drawer and a junk cabinet now. And I have to tell myself I'm gonna have to challenge myself now to make sure I empty that, because it does get out of hand. So again, just it sounds silly, but making challenges with yourself, you'd be surprised at what you can accomplish. Anyway, while we're talking about it, having items sometimes is another issue with mental health. I know my grandpa was someone who was definitely a hoarder. I mean, he kept every little thing, and I think it's because I saw that maybe that I try to make a really big effort not to be that way. But in any case, it's something to not be ignored that truly when we try to fill our lives with items, there's something missing there. And I think that's where to start. And I'm speaking from definite experience. I think there was a time where I was filling up voids with items. I go to a store and I might use that later. And, I stopped that. I really did stop that I might use that later. Well, when I need it later, I'll go get it, because otherwise it's going to be stored in your house. Your house is not a storage unit. You know what I mean? And so I have intentionally stopped that. And that did make a big difference. But yeah, just exploring a little bit, doing some your own soul searching about why it is you're kind of surrounded by too much stuff. I can totally relate to that. And that's the moment that I stopped doing it, it changed my whole life. It really, really did. And I totally get it. That's why people do that minimalist lifestyle because they get caught up in that and they think I rather just surround my life with experiences and things rather than and moments and family and people instead of items. So I totally get that. And I think I found my own like little medium ground because my house is still filled with stuff. I mean, I have 3 kids for crying out loud, but I just don't buy things unless I need them and they have a purpose and they also have a place. That's important too. So I really do get that minimalist. I get the whole idea behind it. It's just I think we all have to find our own version of that, and our life will be better because of it. I feel like I've been blabbing a lot about like modern homemaking a lot on this channel. The content I didn't, to be honest with you all, I didn't really have an idea of what I would talk about when I started this. I just knew that I was going to just chit chat. So I think, although I kind of talk about whatever, I do believe my content will kind of shift more towards that modern homemaking because I do have a real big passion for that. And while I'm playing Sims, the passion is there as well, not just with home decor, but creating spaces that are a home. That is for sure my jam. So, pre-warning, that's probably what this channel is gonna evolve to, is just talking about more so homemaking tips and things I've had to learn along the way and things I'm still learning and trying to figure out, things that don't work, things that do. So, yeah. Before I go, I do want to share a story with you because I think sometimes we can all use a reminder. But before I do that, my just to put it in perspective, my day job, I am a corporate trainer. And if you're unfamiliar with that title, pretty much in a nutshell, I create content, my team and I create content for new hires at a large healthcare company here in the United States. We create content for new hires coming in and also existing staff helping with their learning and development. So that is what I do. I freaking love it. Every day is different. But with that said, I was off Friday. Say it's Monday, so I come in. I'm sitting down with my Diet Coke. I'm not a coffee drinker, really. I mean, I kind of am anyway. I drink Diet Coke in the morning. It's my thing. So I sit down with my Diet Coke and I'm reading through my emails and I see this request from my boss, who is awesome, by the way. I'll have to tell you about her someday. But anyway, I have a request from her to do this thing, and I'm like, yeah, never heard of that before. So I instantly started freaking out. Okay. And I only started freaking out because there was a follow up email right after that from someone else that was on the email, and they had a whole bunch of bullet points of things I needed to cover. Okay. Again, remind you, I don't know anything about this subject. I've never done it before. And typically when I get these requests to do these demo videos for work, I have a pretty quick turnaround. I usually it's a 911 type situation. So it's like I have an afternoon, right? Whatever. I needed to get it done quickly and I knew that. So that's partly why I was panicking. I kind of started to like talk myself up and think, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I've never done this before, and I know they don't have time to show me, and da 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 da. Thankfully, okay, I ended up getting on the phone with my boss and I just told her, hey, I'm gonna need some direction because I don't know how to do this. Well, turns out she doesn't either, right? That was my saving grace, first off. Um, she realized that the request was a lot more in depth than what she had originally thought it was, and so she also started freaking out. And I kind of feel a lot better because I'm like, well, if she doesn't know, I feel really good about me not knowing because then I don't feel so stupid. And then, yeah. So, anyway, as the day went on, I'm getting way more stressed out because the day's going on and I still haven't really heard back about my questions, and I haven't really even started on it because I don't know where to begin. And finally, they write back and say, let's hold off on this. I feel like this might be a more lengthy project than I thought. We just don't have the time and capacity right now. And I tell you what, like I just what I want to that's a really long-winded way to tell you that sometimes you got to remember things just work out and sometimes they don't. And there's that quote. I don't know who said it, so I apologize for not quoting, but life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. It's so right. If I had just chilled out and reacted with a go getter attitude, we'll figure it out type of situation, my day would have been so much better. I wasted a whole entire day that I'll never get back, all because I was so worried about this project that ended up working out for itself. And even if it hadn't worked out for itself, again, 90% of how we react to it, that is so important. If I would have just had that positive attitude that typically I do have, I think, I just fell off my rocker this morning. um you know just how we react to things matter. How we react to our kids, they spill milk, how we react to that plays out huge. We yell at them. They're scared. I mean, I'm an adult and I still spill milk. I mean, is it their fault? No. Like how we react to things really does matter. So I just wanted to be that reminder. I know I've blabbed a whole bunch. This probably could have been a heck of a lot shorter, but I just blabbed and it is what it is. Anyways, I just wanted to be the reminder that I needed today, that it's not really what happens to us, but it's all in how we react to it. And that's what really matters at the end of the day. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you like the way this cute little apartment turned out. I hope you stay till the end to see how it finishes up. And I sure hope you have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you next time.
Stumbling home, we don't know where we're going. Should've turned back hours ago. Out of our minds, I guess we're sleeping outside. You're still a good time, even in the cold. Get out the road, I told you. A car's coming, I stop you. You know I always got you. You know I always got you. Push it to the side, even if it means that I die. I wouldn't hesitate about it, wouldn't even think about it. Sign, I really love you. Push it to the side, even if it means that I die. Wouldn't hesitate about it, wouldn't even think about it. Sign, I really love you. Wheels in your hands, I guess we need a new plan. There's a motel a mile down the road. Finally can stand, backed and still looking for land. Jump on my back, I'll take you home. You know I always got you. You know I always got you. Push it to the side, even if it means that I die. I wouldn't hesitate about it, wouldn't even think about it. Sign, I really love you. Push it to the side, even if it means that I die. Wouldn't hesitate about what you do to me. There's nothing left to see. You left me in the dark now, and I'm blended with disease. Oh, what you do to me. Maybe it's my dignity. You made me rip that all apart now, and there is no remedy. And I'm like,